Hey, what's going on? Luke here once again, and we're here to do some more player ratings for Rugby League 26. Now, these are off the official NRL page on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to check them out for yourself, go check them out, or you can just wait and see my videos. I've already done a video on the 89 rated and the 90 rated, and now we're doing the 91 rated. Now, there's 7 players for the 91 overall, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get straight into it, and it starts off with a Penrith Panther. They're going to have an amazing side on Rugby League 26. You can just tell, just with the amount of players we're seeing. He's not the only Panther player on this list, but it is one of the most important, and it's the captain, Isaiah Yeo. Now, just for comparison on players we've already seen, Cameron Murray is a lock. We've seen him. I believe he was like 89. I think Tapani was 90, something around that. So Isaiah Yeo, he's definitely probably going to be one of the higher rated props in the game. I can't really see too many players higher than him. So he starts at 90 physical, 90 movement, 76 kick, 88 handling, and 88 evasion. Now, he looks like one of the better cards, and like I've noticed in some of the previous ones, yes, they're going to be 90 rated, but some of the actual forward stats aren't as high as what, some of the other ones are, because the kicking is kind of nerfed up. Just kind of like they need to be this rating, so we're just going to pump up whatever stats to get them to that rating, rather than looking at individual stats and going, well, Isaiah Yeo is good with the ball, his handling's quite good. What's he got here? An 88 handling. I think in terms of how this game's going to work, it's Rugby League Live 4 base. I think Isaiah Yeo will be a really, really good card to pick up. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to play them in the front row, but that would probably be my move, playing in the front row. And now moving on to the second player. He's also a forward. He's also a New South Wales representative and Australian international, just like Isaiah Yeo. However, he is a second rower, and it's Angus Crichton from the Sydney Roosters. Now, he also has a pretty decent little card there. 87 physical, 87 movement, 90 handling, 90 evasion, 77 kick. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little iffy, because Isaiah Yeo, I would say, does not have as good movement as Angus Crichton. But yeah, his stats kind of say otherwise. This is kind of where I feel like people will start to kind of nitpick some of these ratings, and people definitely, they already have been, but at least he hasn't got like 80 kicking or something. The 90 hands, 90 evasions, I think that'd be really good. However, that kind of just depends on whether there's going to be lots of drop balls and stuff in the game, so maybe that'll kind of be a stat that doesn't really mean too much, because if it goes off Rugby League Live 4, it really isn't going to mean anything. The only things that really going to play a huge part are just like speed and whether they can tackle. That's pretty much it. But just on face value, this does look like a really good card. Now moving on to the next player, it's a dummy half. He's from the Melbourne Storm, Queensland Maroons, Australian Kangaroos. It's Harry Grant. Fantastic player in real life. What does his card say? His card says 87 physical, 85 movement, 84 kick, 90 hands, 90 evasion. Now, just looking at that card, he definitely seems like the best player, but it's kind of weird how like his card seems a lot better in terms of like the kicking's right up there. Like his card seems like it should be higher than some of the other ones that we've seen already, but I guess it's kind of going to go position by position. But yeah, the Harry Grant card looks very, very good. In terms of the dummy halves, clearly the best one that we've seen so far. However, again, if you played Rugby League Live 4, whoever your dummy half is, not generally that important. They don't really do too much. Just get a guy with a bit of pace and you're sweet. Now moving on to the next player, which is his Storm teammate. It's Jerome Hughes, the reigning Dally M medal winner. Obviously a halfback. Fantastic player, 91 rated. I think that's pretty accurate, considering Mitchell Moses was a 90. I'm guessing Nathan Cleary is still to come, but he's definitely one of the higher rated halfbacks, and I don't think there's going to be anyone above him except for Nathan Cleary. But let's take a look at his stats. 84 physical, 85 movements, 90 kicking, 89 hands, and 86 evasion. Now, again, this seems like something that they've just went, okay, well, like we're going to make him 90 rated, but like, if his evasion stats, he's lower than some of like the forwards or whatever. Yet Jerome Hughes is one of the most silky players on the ball. Super hard to play. He used to be a fullback. He's like a manufactured halfback. Yet he has like out and out fullback stats. So it definitely seems like they've just chucked a few little generic ones. In terms of his speed too, like 84 physical, 85 movement. Like, I don't understand that. Jerome Hughes is one of the better movers in the game, let alone for halfback. So, yeah, it's a little bit perplexing for me. It's going to be interesting to see how we see some guys like, maybe like Cody Walker and stuff, who are kind of known for like their speed and elusiveness, and kind of see, how they're sort of rated, because it doesn't seem like they're going off how they actually play in real life. Again, they're just doing what I used to do on the fan hub and be like, oh, this guy should be like 85 rated, and I just do the generic bump everything up to 85, and you get 85 rated. That seems to be kind of how they're doing it. I will say, though, they have nailed the kicking, so that at least is a good one, because Jerome Hughes has one of the better boots in the game. And speaking of kicking, we do have a goal kicker coming up next. He's actually from my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, Samoa, New South Wales, an absolute freak. My captain, Stephen Crichton. He is coming in at centre. He's got 88 physicals, 90 movement, 81 kicking, 89 hands, and 86 evasion. Now, We saw Herbie Farnworth. He's the only other centre in the game, and I don't know if in Pro Team we're going to be able to, play a winger in the centres or, that sort of stuff. I don't know if it's going to be locked in, but if that's the case, this guy's going to be a must-have. Between him and Herbie, I think they're going to be absolutely amazing, and if the game is based on Rugby League Live 4, which it definitely seems it, the centres are some of the best players in the game, so definitely try and get your hands on a Stephen Crichton. And now moving on to the last two players, they're both going to be fullbacks. We're going to be starting off, though, with the former New South Wales fullback. It's James Tedesco from the Sydney Roosters. If you get a little hint of how I set that up, you might notice who the next player is. But 86 physical, 88 movement, 81 kicking, 89 hands, and 89 evasion. Kind of very, very well-balanced card. It's kind of how Tedesco is in real life, actually. So probably one of the more realistic sort of cards and stats that we've seen so far. The guy's always been renowned as an absolute beast on Rugby League Live 4. Even if you kind of nerfed his stats down or up, whatever, the guy was absolutely amazing. So we'll have to wait and see if that's the case in Rugby League 26. But definitely looks like a really good card. Probably are some, better fullbacks you probably could get. I suppose that's the beauty of it, is that there are a lot of options at fullback, a lot of high-rated players. But again, the fullback position isn't that important in Rugby League Live 4, so will it be the case in Rugby League 26? I bloody hope so, because the next player is also a fullback, and it is Dylan Edwards from the Penrith Panthers, the guy who replaced James Tedesco in the New South Wales squad and the Australian squad. Now, if you're looking for like an overall sort of balanced player, it'd probably be Dylan Edwards, and I'm just looking at whether the stats really resemble that. 86 physical, 89 movement, 82 kicking, 90 hands, 87 evasion. You just gotta hope that, on paper, it's saying 89 movement, 86 physical. You think maybe in the physical, stamina or something would be there, because Dylan Edwards, he's good, but he's not exactly like a stepper or anything like that. So it's kind of wild that he's got a lot higher ones. He's got better movement than James Tedesco, but I definitely wouldn't say that in real life. If you watch him, I feel like James Tedesco's, he's always had much better movement. In fact, Tedesco is one of the best movers in the game. Even Jerome Hughes has 85 rated, so Dylan Edwards has all of them covered. And I know you're thinking he's a fullback. Of course, he's got good movement. He does have good movement, but it's just not his best trait. His best trait is just getting in and running hard. And I know that would be really hard to translate into a video game, but make it somewhat realistic. Maybe his rating just isn't that high. He just plays in bloody good sides. I do agree with the 90 hands, though. He is quite good under the high ball in terms of catching passes and all that sort of stuff. He is very good, very reliable. So it's not a bad in terms of stats, but there's just a few little things that you can nitpick, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of players, and I'm sure it's the case with all sports games where you go through and you look at player ratings, and especially when they kind of set it up in this Ultimate Team mode, where we kind of get 5 stats to work off. We don't get the full stats. We just get 5 base stats, and we get to look at them. And we've seen when people would do mock-ups of Ultimate Team cards, and people would come up with random stats, and you'd be like, dude, he's not that fast. But I don't know, this one seems a little bit iffy. It doesn't even actually seem that balanced. It just, I don't know. For 91 rated, it doesn't seem like one of the better cards, yet some of his better stats are just ones that I don't really associate with Dylan Edwards. But anyways, that's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts on all the 91 rated players, all the 91 overalls. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I feel like we're going to have kind of a mixed bag here, but in the previous ones, the 89 and 90, there's been a lot of people who really disagree with some of these ratings and have kind of been mocking it. So I'm intrigued to see if you think it's still going to be the same after seeing these next 7 players. So let me know in the comment section below. But once again, this is Mr. Luke. This is your home of Rugby League 26. Stay tuned for more content on the channel. Tomorrow's the game. So I'm going to be doing more videos, and if there's any more overalls that drop, I will be doing them as well. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. See yous. Well, that's the end of this video. If you happen to enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. You know the drill at this point. Everybody YouTuber says it. Just go ahead and do it. It'd really help me out. Also, why not go ahead and check out some of these other videos that are on the screen right now.